Hello everyone, I am Damon Fire. Welcome back to the channel. I got a Division impressions video here for you today. Oh my god, another Division video? Come on, Damon. Yeah, well, fuck off. Okay, I like this game, so I'm going to talk about this game. First off, to prevent any confusion, this is not a review by any means. This is strictly my personal opinions of the game as of the first few days of its launch. So let's talk about the good things first, since they outweigh the bad. Number 1. There's a shit ton of stuff to do in this game. As soon as you arrive in Manhattan, which is the base area of the game, you are bombarded with encounters, side missions, and things like random encounters, which happen pretty often actually. If you really want to explore, there are phone logs, crash drones, survival guides, and other types of intel to look for. This stuff provides you with some juicy tidbits of information that detail what the people of the city have experienced. There are also echoes, which are essentially residual memories of what happened in the past when the outbreaks first started. And these echoes are just still visual representations that literally echo what once happened here. And the good part is you can pretty much start doing whatever you want, even before discovering your base of operations. You can run around and search for intel, you can shoot bad guys until the sun goes down, or you can watch dogs wander and take a dump right before your eyes. There's also the Dark Zone, which is simply just the PvP area of the game. I like the fact that we have the freedom to focus on whatever we want in no specific order, which is how most RPG style games operate. You need to complete specific missions to upgrade the 3 wings of your base, and if you want to focus on just one wing, let's say medical, you can just do all the medical missions and encounters, although that isn't the case for me. I went the route of balancing everything out as I progressed, and since each of these main missions grant you so much experience, it's the best way to level up. So the next best thing are side missions, and they grant a nice chunk of experience too. After that, I do the encounters, and I get more credits for each wing of my base, and then I move on to the next area of the city. Each area of the city, I call them sectors, don't ask why, are separated into level brackets. So this is basically how the game stops you from progressing to the next area before you're ready. You're free to go into a level 5 to 8 area if you're like level 3 or 4, but it's going to be a challenge. Just like any RPG, being under-leveled means you get hit harder and the enemies are much more spongy than normal, especially the elite enemies. And if you're 5 levels or lower than the enemies you face, you're going to see a skull next to their health bars, which basically just stands for if you come over here, you're going to get fucked and die in one shot. The next important thing I want to talk about is the loot system. This game throws loot at you from every direction, and most of the time for me, it's always better stuff than what I have equipped. Even if it isn't something you want, you have the option to sell it and save up for gear that is better to buy, or break it down and craft your own. You need blueprints to craft certain types of gear, and every blueprint is locked to a level for that piece of gear. So it's not like you can just make whatever you want at any level, from green quality to epic quality. You have to work for it. So overall, the whole loot reward system is something that I think was done pretty well. Next, I want to mention the whole skill system. There is so much variety that I still don't know what I should use. The skills you choose to use can also depend on what your squad members are using. So if I see everyone using the AoE heal over time skill, it makes me want to use something different so the situation is a little less redundant. So the other great thing about skills is that you can just change them on the fly whenever you want. They're not locked into your character, and I love the fact that every skill has a mod to it, so it can have a different effect for every situation. As an example, the Sticky Bomb mod can change the skill from being strictly a damage skill to a flashbang effect. It's the little things like that that makes the whole skill system great. There are more good things to mention, but those are the things that stand out the most for me right now. Let's talk about some of the things that need some fixing. Okay. So this game is pretty much supposed to major in co-op and multiplayer. For most people, it's a lot more fun to play with a group of friends than to play alone. That's a fact. Now, joining a friend's world is quick and easy, and you can play with up to 4 people in a group. Great, blah blah, I know. Here's the problem. The level of the enemies scale to the highest level player in the group, not to the host or the group leader, which is fucking retarded in my opinion. Maybe they put this in place purposely to prevent higher level players from carrying lower level players. I get it, but this doesn't make co-op fun. The whole point of co-op is for it to be fun. It makes it a pain in the ass. I joined a buddy of mine to help him in a mission, and he was level 5 at the time and I was level 12. As soon as I joined his world, the enemies mystically changed from level 5 enemies to level 12 enemies. And they also changed to purple barred enemies to add more insult to injury, which basically means they are tougher than regular enemies. The mission became unplayable for him. This needs to be changed ASAP. The level of enemies should be scaled to the group leader, or, at least averaged between the highest level player and the lowest level player. Or just give the enemies a little extra health and armor, keep them at the same level. At least make it playable for the lower level players, so they're not getting fucking killed in one shot by everything. Next, there is some sort of glitch or bug that happens when an ally gets down. So sometimes when a teammate gets killed, they won't appear on the radar or on screen with a revive notification. Sometimes their body will be visible, but without a name above them. So if you don't know where they died, which will be a common occurrence, since most of the time you're going to be in the heat of battle and it can be easy to miss, you're fucked. Even if you find their body and start the revive animation, there's no status bar to let you know you're actually reviving the person. This happens to my group members very often. Not all the time, but often. It can be game breaking, and it needs to be addressed. So these are the two major things I noticed after putting about 20 hours into the game. Other than this, there are some animation glitches with characters and various bugs that are expected during the launch of a new title. With all this being said, I'm still having a blast playing this game. It can be grindy and repetitive, but this is how RPGs are. There's a lot of repetitive aspects to it. Like I said before, this game is the most fun for me when playing with a group, and that can be said for any MMO style type of game. I have yet to enter the Dark Zone, but I know what it's all about already. I played it in the beta, and I look forward to diving in there soon. Overall, the whole game runs very smooth, including the frame rate. The loading times are fast considering the size of the map, and almost every action within the map is seamless, except when fast traveling. Speaking of fast traveling, they made it so there are safe houses in each sector or area, so you don't have to run literally from one end of the map to the other. You can at least fast travel from safe house to safe house. So I'm glad they added that, because running around everywhere in this game is just painstaking. So that's it, guys. Those are my impressions of The Division, the full game. I know this is like the third impressions video I put out about this game, but I'm really enjoying this game, so I like to talk about it. So if there's anything that you think needs to be addressed or worked on for this game, please let me know down in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoyed the content, if you enjoyed the video, please share it, like it, subscribe if you want to see more. And that's it for me, guys. I'll see you all in the next video, and have a good one.